Good afternoon. It's always difficult to speak after a professor, but I'll do my best. Um, so today, good afternoon to everyone here. I'll be doing a short presentation, and the presentation is entitled Waste, a Resource Rather Than an Unwanted and Unusable Commodity. Basically, I want to talk about biogas. So my name is Bismark Tsatsu Agbezudor. I work with Duraplast, a manufacturing company in Ghana. I'm the systems manager responsible for health, safety, quality, and then environment. So we are located in West Africa, Ghana, and that is the name of our company. And we are partnering an indigenous developer to basically develop the systems to be able to trap, and then we'll use the biogas. Unfortunately, my partner was not able to come, but that is him. His name is Enoch Buaji. He is the CEO of the company. So this is the system I want to speak about. So what is the problem we are seeking to cure? So according to the Energy Commission of Ghana, at the end of 2021, Ghana had a total installed capacity of 5,134 megawatts of electric power. Thermal generation accounts for 66% of energy need in Ghana, whilst hydro accounts for 33%. Total electricity access in Ghana stands at 86.63 at the end of 2021, according to the same Energy Commission, which amounted to 0.86% from 2022. Obviously, the burden of the environment, which is air pollution, and the economic impact of these means of energy generation calls for alternative means of energy generation for Ghana and Africa at large. Ghana's Energy Commission are mainly dominated by Ghana's energy sources are mainly dominated by hydro generation and thermal generation, fueled by crude oil and natural gas and then diesel. According to the Energy Commission, biomass constitutes the largest share of Ghana's energy supply from 2000 to 2011. The total energy supply in 2000 was 6,255 kilotons, and this doubled to 12,371 kilotons in 2021, representing an annual growth rate of 3.3%. Biomass accounted for approximately 34% of the total energy supply in 2021, followed by oil and the natural gases with shares of 35 and 26 respectively. Biomass accounted for the largest energy consumption in the US before the 1800s, and currently in Ghana and most African countries, biomass is still heavily dependent on for cooking and heating purposes. Just a small graph. So regarding our generation capacity in Ghana, hydro has an installed capacity of 1,586 megawatts, and we depend on only 1,400. Thermal is 3,753, and we depend on 3,480 megawatts. Renewable energy is 144, with a dependable source of 94.6. Solar 7.4 to mainly not used, and then wind 0.0. So you could see the potential we have in Ghana and then Africa. Electricity consumption in 2021 by the industrial and residential sector amounted to 78.8 of total generated power. Residential sector alone has traditionally been the highest consumer of generated electric power, which was 47%, almost all the generation. Total assets in Ghana, as at the end of 2021, is 86.63, and we have the lowest region of the Savannah in up north has the lowest assets area, which with only 60.1%. The greatest is even in the capital, which is only 6. So 96, and so means even in the capital there are homes without heating sources and cooking sources. So now I want to introduce our system. So we have developed at Duraplast biogas sewage treatment plant we called biogas STP, which are gravity-based systems that use natural processes to treat sewage underground without any chemical, electricity, or mechanical parts. The biogas STP is developed to ensure reduced carbon emission, conserves water, saves cost of maintenance and operations, and requires only small spaces for installations. The biogas STP systems are ideal for apartment schools and industries and the public places. So this is a typical system which we've tried to ensure that it conforms to ISO 3500 2018 standard. So you have a balloon which receives the biogas, and you have a complete airtight system in place. So we have provided some level of, you can introduce your kitchen waste or whatever waste that you want to, break down. So this fabricated system is designed to handle organic waste, treat them, and produce biogas for domestic use, basically for cooking and heating, as well as produce fertilizer for farming purposes. It maintains pressure within, so we have developed some levels of controls on the system, and we call this a pressure regulator gauge. And this maintains pressure within the system. It also allows the user to see in real time how these biogas are produced. The pressure gauges also allows you to see the bubbles in real time. As you see bubbles, the bubbles becomes the gas, and the gas moves into the receptacles. So this is the gauge. I have a video. I don't know if it can work. Yes. Yeah. So this is an area we've planted some crops, cocoyam. So you can see the bubbles moving up and down, and then moving into a locally designed containment to be able to trap the gas as and when it's produced. So that is a typical system, how the pressure works. And this also allows or prevents the gas from flowing back into the system. So the pressure gauge also helps to remove some amount of carbon dioxide from the system. Condensates produced in the form of inside the pipelines are also able to drop back into the gauge. And then lastly, the effluent from the tank falls into a gravity system with plants such as rice and water yam. So we can even plant sugarcane. So gas pumping. So we've designed a system to be able to, without any mechanic support or whatever. And you can see there's a wood, there's a containment. When it comes up, this wood serves as a pressure on the what's it called? The balloon to push the the gas down. So this is a typical balloon which is filled with biogas. So this is how it works. And this is a stove we have designed, which you can see, unlike the traditional LPG gas, when you switch that on, within a few minutes, when you try to light your match, there's an explosion. But with this, you can see that you switch on for several minutes and then you can light it up without any fault. You can see there's a small pump which was designed by us and is able to pull this biogas from the balloon so that you have the needed pressure to be able to cook or heat whatever you want to do. So you could see this thing was open for quite some time, but there was no explosion. So which is very convenient, safety-wise, and then any disasters will not come from the biogas. We've not eliminated all the sinks just because we want to, in case there's any leakage, you could know. So treatment efficiency, available rates of, achievable rate, sorry, of 70 to 80% of biochemical oxygen demand is able to be removed from the system. Effluent quality moderate and superior than conventional septic tank. Biogas is a mixture of gases composed of methane, which is between 50 to 80%, nitrogen 4%, HO2, which is 1% with traces of hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon dioxide. There are basically two types that we've developed. The buried system, which basically treats fecal matter, and then the surface mounted system, which treats mainly kitchen waste or any other animal eating fruit or whatever that you can be able to add. So there are mainly 5 stages, which I will want to introduce to you, but mainly I'll focus on 3 main stages. So there's a primary stage, there's a secondary stage, there's a tertiary stage, and there's a 4th and 5th stage. I will quickly run through. So the primary stage consists of the fecal matter breaking down. So this is a buried waste treatment system with provision made to take kitchen waste if you want. We've provided some opening so that you can add your kitchen waste. Waste normally mainly in the form of human excreta with black water or food waste can be added manually. We have provided a manual stirrer that can mix evenly this waste. Biodegradable material under intensive treatment under oxygen-free conditions, thereby eliminating 90% of disease-causing organism and heavily reducing the BOD property in the system. Primary treatment, that is the place you are able to generate the biogas. Secondary system, secondary treatment. This allows for treatment, a further treatment from the primary treatment area. This treatment allows household grey water also to be connected. So grey water from your bathing area, your kitchen area can be connected to the secondary treatment plant for additional breaking down to occur. So anaerobic treatment of undigested but soluble organic material from the primary treatment plant naturally takes place through metabolism by specialized bacteria within the active sludge blankets that deposit at the bottom of the chamber. And so through this pathway of progression, the BOD of the accumulated sludge is further reduced by about 75%. We provide a gravel bed used with different plants. These gravel are placed on perforated seats with plants on top of them. And these plants make use of the nutrients from the treated secondary waste. And then after that, a clear odorless water then comes from the system. The water can now be used for several applications. Fertilizer in the form of liquids is produced as, a byproduct of the system. Tertiary. This is also an additional treatment of the system, whereby the secondary treatment is moved to another chambers. This allows for further treatment of this, and we are able to remove efficiency or attain efficiency of 95% of original pollution load of wastewater. And normally this is supposed or can be accepted by the EPA, and they meet all the chemical compositions that these waters are supposed to meet by EPA. So I will skip this area. So we have surface mounted, basically for kitchen waste. You can add whatever, if it is animal waste, you can also add them, provided there is a little bit of water. So surface mounted treatment tank is installed to treat waste from, this is fish pond. So if you have your fish pond, we can have a system for you to treat all the water from your fish pond and recycle it back into the film. So thereby not wasting natural resources. And by this, we can also plant plants around this area for, ideal plant solutions. So in conclusion, the potential and benefit of biogas technology is a game changer in Africa and in Ghana. Biogas is cheap to produce, making households without energy source have cheaper sources of energy. It is sustainable, as we all know. Biogas is also a good source of income for most of our people in Africa, and then those who are engineers, young engineers who are trying to get into this. And lastly, biogas is a renewable source of energy, since the source of the fuel is produced from natural waste products. The source of the fuel is never going to run out. And we always say that waste is just a resource at the wrong place, and we can always make use of that waste. Thank you. So on behalf of my team, I want to thank the Magnus Group for giving me the opportunity to be here and present to you. Thank you for also giving me the listening ear.